Greetings, and welcome to edition number 8 of the HD Rants. This time around, I want to talk about, some of the studio support things that were going on during the format war and some of the conspiracy theories that were sprouting up. This one isn't going to be too long because there's really not a lot to say about it that hasn't already been said, but I just kind of wanted to give a bit of my take on it. I remember this really started when things were getting kind of desperate, I think, kind of heating up, and there was a lot of emotion on both sides of one on the Blu-ray side, one on the HD DVD side. But the things really heated up when Paramount announced, out of the blue, pardon the pun, that they were going HD DVD exclusive. Nobody saw that coming. It just came out of left field. It's like, what? Why? Because up until that point, they had supported both formats. The only studio supporting HD DVD exclusively was Universal, which I have to admit I was a little ticked off about because I'm a big Universal fan. A lot of my all-time favorite TV shows and movies are Universal TV shows and movies. So I was kind of crushed about that and thought, God, please let them see the light and switch over, which of course now they are because they have no choice. But I digress. Paramount. So Paramount switches over to HD DVD. And just a couple months before the Transformers movie, 2007 movie, is due to be released on home video. And even Michael Bay, the director of Transformers, was ticked off about it. He has a blog where he talks about stuff, and he said, it looks so much better on Blu-ray. Why are they putting it on HD DVD? Why are they doing this to my movie? And such. And, well, unfortunately, it was the studio's decision, and he couldn't do anything about it. But a lot of people were saying, why? Why did Paramount do this? Well, the biggest theory that was going around was that, quite simply, they'd been paid off. The theory was that Toshiba had given Paramount $150 million to go HD DVD exclusive for a certain period of time. And that period of time, apparently, was 18 months. So they had an 18-month contract where they would be HD DVD exclusive for that time. After which, they could decide to go back to supporting both formats or to going Blu-ray exclusive, whatever, or sticking with HD DVD. And, Paramount was really mum about the whole thing when sort of asked questions about it in press conferences and so forth. And they didn't really say one way or the other if that's what had happened. And to this day, I don't think we've actually got a concrete answer as to whether or not that was true or not, or if it was just rumor. But, so one of the big things, of course, was the Transformers release, which obviously Toshiba was hoping for to sway people over to HD DVD. And, well, ironically, if you take a look at this pie chart, you can see, now this represents the sales figures the week that the Transformers was released on HD DVD. The red represents HD DVD sales, the blue represents Blu-ray sales. And this is total sales for hardware and software for that week from a variety of the major chains, basically all culled together into one nice, neat little pie chart. So you can see, even though they had Transformers, Blu-ray still beat them out by 1%. Yes, 1%. What a kick in the teeth for HD DVD, seriously. I kind of feel bad for them. They really had a lot invested in that release. And despite the fact that it was the biggest movie of the summer and one of the biggest DVD releases in quite a while, it still didn't push them past Blu-ray, not even for that one stinking week. Yeah, so anyway. The thing is, now that the format war is over, we've started to hear tricklings of information about what was really going on. Now, one thing that the Blu-ray side was ticked off about, let me just check my time here. Yeah, we've got a couple minutes. Was ticked off about was the fact that, specifically, Star Trek fans. Okay, Star Trek fans who were into HD DVD were getting a real treat because they were going back and remastering the original 60s Star Trek series in high definition. Actually digging the original film negatives out of the vaults and remastering them in high definition. And not only doing that, but cleaning up, restoring, and in fact replacing a lot of the old outdated special effects with new CG effects that, while still being honoring the original series, were much cleaner and a little better looking for today's modern audiences. Really cool. But of course, Paramount going HD DVD exclusive meant it was only coming out on HD DVD. Well, it turns out that we won't be seeing a Blu-ray version of that anytime soon, because the project has been cancelled. Why? Guess who was funding the remastering process for the original Star Trek series? Toshiba. Oh yeah, there's your payoff. They knew that Paramount held some of the biggest franchises on the face of the planet, not the least of which, of course, is Star Trek. If they could get Star Trek, they've got the legions of Trekkies migrating en masse to HD DVD. Or, pardon me, Trekkers. Depending how obsessive you are. But, yeah. That's the only actual evidence of any kind of payoff that I've actually seen. Whether this $150 million thing happened, I don't know. It sounds kind of... I was going to say wishy-washy, and then I wanted to say fishy, and it just came out bleh. Anyway, it sounds kind of fishy to me. Because $150 million to a big studio like Paramount, that's pocket change. They spend that on any number of summer blockbusters every year. Come on, it's a multi-billion-dollar-a-year industry. You think $150 million is going to sway a studio one way or the other? No, it's not going to happen. Let me see what we're doing here. So we're just about out of time, on my tape anyway, so I'm going to cut this one short. But anyway, I just wanted to say that. Actually, no, I do have a couple more things to say, so I'm going to switch tapes. I'll be right back. So yeah, the whole conspiracy theory about Paramount being paid off, it became funny when a few weeks later, Warner Brothers, one of the other biggest, oldest, hugest, most influential movie studios on the face of the planet, announced that they were going Blu-ray exclusive. And suddenly, everybody... okay, when Paramount switched over, people on the HD DVD side were saying, oh, it's ridiculous. There's no way that Paramount was paid off. That's just chump change to a big movie studio like that. But when Warner Brothers switched to Blu-ray, suddenly all these self-same people were perking up and saying, oh, well, Sony must have paid them off. And then it became, anytime any company switched over to Blu-ray, oh, they must be getting paid off. I wonder how many billions of dollars Sony's invested in paying everybody off and skewing the sales figures. There's no frickin' skewing of the sales figures. That's the Nielsen people are doing those sales figures based on the sales figures, okay? And they'd be saying stuff like, oh, well, they shouldn't include the PS3 in those sales figures because that's skewing it. That's not accurate. But apparently it was okay to include the HD DVD add-on for the 360 in those sales figures. Come on, give me a break. There's no logic to that statement at all. So, of course, if you have a PS3 and you have the ability to watch Blu-ray movies, you're going to buy Blu-ray movies. Simple as that. I mean, if they cost about the same as the equivalent thing on DVD, but in far superior quality, of course you're going to watch that. You paid good money for your high-definition television. You want to take advantage of it. You don't want to just play games in high def. You want to play movies in high def. A lot of people bought a PS3 as a Blu-ray player for the same reason a lot of people bought a PS2 to use as a DVD player. To have a single unit that could do a variety of things. That's why I bought my PS2. It was because I wanted a PS2 for games, but I also wanted a DVD player. So for me, it was a convenient way to get both in one fell swoop. And I think a lot of people, excuse me, too much fast food today. A lot of people have been buying PS3s for the exact same reason. So don't tell me that it should not be included in the sales figures for, one side or the other. If the HD DVD add-on for the 360 could be included, then damn straight the PS3 should be included. By the exact same logic. It's people who want the functionality of both who are buying them. I mean, granted, there's going to be a lot of people who buy PS3s who just want it for games, and that's fine, whatever. But it doesn't matter. The simple fact is, it is a Blu-ray player that is in somebody's home. Okay? So enough with the sales figures being skewed, enough with the payoff conspiracy theories. It's BS. Actually, I'm not even going to censor myself. It's bullshit, okay? So knock it off. Fortunately, we're starting to see this die down a bit, but there's still sort of sour grapes. As I say, the only actual evidence I've seen of anybody being quote-unquote paid off was the fact that Toshiba was funding the Star Trek remastering project, and now that HD-DVD lost, they've pulled the funding on the project. So at this point in time, we don't actually know if there's going to be a Blu-ray version or not. Obviously, the masters exist. They've been made. Paramount owns the rights to them. Toshiba just foot the bill for the actual remastering. But, and of course it leaves it up in the air whether or not seasons 2 and 3 are going to be done. So at this point in time, only season 1 is finished. But, I don't know. I think in the end, they'll find a way to finish it. I think that's, you know, just the simple fact that there's so much interest in the project, and, you know, I know that the Star Trek fans are going to be up in arms if, you know, great, you showed us the first season, it looked fantastic, and now you're not going to give us the rest? Come on. We're your bread and butter. You know, but I don't know. So it'll be interesting to see how it turns out. But yeah, the conspiracy theories are ridiculous, and I just wanted to get that on the record that I think they're ridiculous. So stop being ridiculous. Thank you. Okay, well that's it for the HD Rants for now. What am I going to be talking about next time? Not entirely sure at this point. So it'll be a surprise to me as well. So tune in next time and find out what the heck I'm going to be talking about. Maybe nothing. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching. And until next time, sayonara. There we go. That flowed much better.